This is a Bacillaria paxillifer. It's hard to tell what the heck is making all the commotion in there, but as it turns out, it's a colony of diatoms. And the common name for these is Carpenters Rule Diatoms. And look at it, it's that little thin thing there doing all that movement of the rocks and boulders in his world. Here's a bigger view. As you can see, maybe, if you can see it that well, it's a chain of diatoms that are connected together by the slime they produce, the mucus. Look, he folds up like a carpenter's rule and then stretches back out. And it looks like each connection there is like one of those little hinges on the wooden carpenter rule. And he's unbelievably long. Look at, he's much longer than that worm. But I find it quite fascinating. I had no idea there was anything like this, or could even be anything like this. Here, I'm going to try some dark field with the oblique condenser. This is my phase condenser and bright field with the offset, which doesn't work that well. There's bright field. But I'm going to record this at 720p, so I'd suggest you watch this full screen, let it load. Is that fascinating or what? Look, he can even bend. He keeps changing depth, that's why I'm having problems with the focus. Look at each diatom is covered with, well, I'm gonna assume that it's junk in the water, but it looks like he's got cilia all over him. Each one has long cilia all over it. So possibly they are cilia. I mean, if an amoeba can grow a flagella, why can't a diatom grow a cilias? There's also junk caught in it. Maybe it's food. Maybe it's waste. Maybe just junk. Although they seem to have a lot of chloroplasts, so they probably get most of their food from the light. He's quite fast, isn't he? Wonder how they get them all to coordinate. They all seem to stretch out to about the same amount. And they seem to be very strong. They just hold together pretty good. I mean, if they ever got separated, they'd be on their own. They'd have to start their own little colony, which is probably how they do it. So this is a little over 12 minutes. video, and it was longer, and I've edited out the bad spots to make it shorter, easier to upload. Yeah, look at it. I apologize for the image quality, but this is all I could manage. I was kind of taken by surprise and just started recording right away without proper setup. However, I've looked on Google and searched around, and there just aren't very many movies. There's a few short ones, possibly better quality, but I'm going to keep this intact just for the research value if anybody wants to see how they move. Because I'm pretty sure this is a fairly rare bird here. Yeah, this is... And for anybody that's wondering, he came out of a sample in a 1-gallon jar of river water from the Mississippi River at La Crosse, Wisconsin, taken from the beach, a little fishing spot where you can walk down near the water. And there's some sand there, a small beach. And my brother brought this. It's about 2 or 3 inches of sediment in the bottom of the jar, and then almost filled with river water. And this sample came right off. I was skimming the top of the sediment with a pipette and put this on a slide, and you can see all the sand grains and the other detritus, I love that word, from the river. There's live diatoms, other single diatoms I mean, small chilomonas, other ciliates, the worm you saw. And the other day I found one of those flagellated amoeba, a star shape that was quite rare himself apparently. But I got some fairly good footage of that too, so this jar has been very productive. And after I was done with this slide, when the water started getting old, I flushed it off into my big 3-gallon tank. Hopefully he'll reproduce and make more. And there's a pickle. Look at the power of these things though. And this is all just from mucus. And the shells are silica. You see how they just kind of slide along each other. Is This is even better than the wood carpenter's rule because they don't slide. They just have to fold out. Look at it. Isn't that amazing? And all just a chance of evolution. They found it to be a great survival instinct, and they kept it. How did they chance upon it? And look at the cilia. They have cilia. Those are not just natural fibers that they picked up along the way. These are cilia, must be growing on their sheath. I'll have to do some more searching about the makeup of these guys. Because I don't understand about the cilia, or if they are cilia. Look at that. Looks like a cat. Looks like a cat riding on the end of the stick with his tail up and back, huh? And we're nearing the end here, and I'll put him back in the tank. Hopefully propagate.